Women, you have to stop having sex with these men. And you have to stop believing them. Understand?
Choose wisely.
Is that
ladies.
you need to come together
Use your
and you need to.
Could it be that Josh shot yourself in the foot?
Doesn't.
The booty call does not deserve it. She comes here, she gets called to have sex, and then she goes home.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not even a peanut butter jelly sandwich?
Because she's a booty call. How are you coming over there expecting to get girlfriend treatment? You are an adult. You are grown. You can make decisions on your own. You can eat before you come, and you can supply your own gas.
Guy that's walking around pretending to be somebody
Hey,
they're
I
not,
don't know what happened to you in your life, but you had a
coochie.
sneaky uncle or something, did something
I
to you
didn't have
that
a
got
sneaky
nothing to do with
uncle,
me.
and what we're not going to
You know
do
what
is
I'm saying?
throw people's
I'm just
triggers
saying.
and molestations
I'm just
into their
helping you
face.
understand.
I
I'm
can
okay with
actually
that.
say whatever the I want to because I'm a grown
God bless
woman.
you. And you
Amen.
can. You know what I'm saying? Deal with what you got to deal with. I do
Randy crashing out.
my life free. You know what I'm saying? You don't. I ain't nothing holding me back.
don't?
You don't.
What?
You know what I'm saying?
Mary.
You triggered because you know you fell for guys giving you some little finagle and you got tricked. That's on your business. Step your
I'm
game
triggered.
up.
You're blending two different situations.
No,
for
I'm
sure.
not. Let me be clear. Let me be clear, because maybe I'm not, right? You saying you put in all this effort. The conversation topic is booty call, so that's where I'm at with it. But my thing is, you saying you done had intellectual conversations an hour and a half. You might have led her to believe this is a decent guy. And decent men...
He's a decent guy.
Decent men ain't giving you dick and not giving you a bite
How they're
after.
not?
No, but what I'm saying is,
What if you just want that?
The point of sorry, I'm so
I just want to clarify.
Yes, please go ahead. Go ahead.
So
go ahead.
the point that we're saying is that there's two different types of women that get two different types of treatment, right? When I said I haven't gone on a date with the girl before having sex, that wasn't the booty call. The booty calls never get a date.
Ever.
But the girl that I might be interested in, I'm gonna invest time in talking to her to learning how her mind is. And just that conversation alone would develop some type of, we already attracted to each other. Now it's gonna develop comfort. It's gonna develop some type of understanding. And then at that point, we're gonna meet. And when we meet, we're gonna have sex. After we have sex, then we go on dates. So there's two different situations.
But I don't understand.
What these women don't even understand is that a lot of these chicks out here, they moving like they having a booty call all the time. Every situation is a booty call. They don't understand if they put themselves out there to be beyond that, they will get treated like that. But if you coming in it trying to get all this penis with no consequence, it's not gonna work out like that. It's gonna be consequence to it.
Possibly
I
not
disagree.
care about that girl. You said, of course not.
Right.
No,
booty
you
call
just asked me if I had
You develop-
feelings for her.
After talking to her for weeks, morning.
No, feelings and courtesy is different.
Courtesy.
I'm courteous.
That's a really great point.
But I'm not. Feelings
That's a really great point.
Yeah.
That's a really great
But
point. I
if
need,
you-
I
but
need
I
so
think
much
you can-
emphasis on that. I need so much emphasis on that. He says there's a big difference between feelings and courtesy. Ladies, you guys need to stop confusing their courtesy with their feelings. They're just being polite.
They have to stop confusing their
No, we
courtesy.
have to, because
They
they
can't
can't
be
be trusted.
trusted. They have to- no.
They cannot be trusted.
Obviously, but
They
we
cannot
can't.
be
You
trusted.
can't say you texting a girl, "Good
bitches
morning,
need to be
good morning, my
courteous.
beautiful love goddess.
Oh, yeah,
I
that's
think
a
you're
good one.
gorgeous."
You bitches
and
need
you're
to be
be-
courteous
and he
right
said,
back
that's
to
a
them.
good
That's a
one.
good one. I like that one.
That's not courteous. Being courteous is, hey, you. I might have had a flat tire at lunch and you came to help me out. But you texting me and making me believe that you are feeling me in a way emotionally that I am feeling you. I'm I'm sorry. If
They're
you don't
not to
agree
be
with it.
You know what's sad is that most women don't even like the good morning text. I don't know what guys she's talking about, but most guys don't do that just because to counteract the energy of a girl not appreciating it or liking it. I don't know who she's talking about, but most women don't even appreciate that. The guys who they really like are the ones that don't do that. So for her to even say that is crazy.
Well, I don't
no one
believe in
does.
those.
No one
I will
does.
say this. I will say this. I
not
think
to be
that if
trusted.
he, one thing I have learned is not even just if he said it. If he hasn't said it, that's also something that you have to pay attention to, because you can't form your own generalization about what their feelings are. If they have not verbalized it, then don't.
And even
I
when they do
feel like he
verbalize
might-
it, do not believe them.
And that's the thing. But we always got to understand that
The
some
actions
women.
have to
That's
be
the weirdo.
congruent.
But we always got to remember that
Wow,
some women just want to have a good time too. So you
Yeah,
can't
that's
just knock
true.
those
Yeah,
off
that's
the.
true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
there is women that just want to have a
But
good
that
time
goes
with a guy
back
they're
to the
attracted
statement
to.
you said earlier. 'Cause
Hot girl summer.
what she made the point about having a clear communication about what
Right.
y'all doing. You was like, nah.
I mean,
gotta
yeah,
do all of
that's
that.
unnecessary, though.
But what you just
Obviously,
said
it's
is
not.
necessary
Right.
because in order for me and you to understand that we just and I don't expect nothing else, you don't expect nothing else. You got good dick, my hit, my head hit, you slobbing, you know. Then that's the understanding, but that understanding isn't accomplished without a conversation. So what I'm saying is, if I'm with a, I don't give a we talking, or we were just a booty call, I'm gonna make sure it's clear and known
Right.
that I expect to be treated a certain way.
Right.
If that treatment is not on your list or what you gonna get with, then you can
You should go your
kindly
separate ways.
Yeah.
There's been times when girls come at that like, okay, what are we gonna be serious? And you would tell them like, no, I ain't on that. I'm just living life, having fun. You would tell
And I
them. You
think
know what
that's
I'm
a
saying?
big mistake.
And most are still okay with it. They going with the flow. Okay, I'm cool with that. And then they continue to get busted down, and their feelings getting more and more drawn into it, and they're upset because they can't get the relationship, but they knew what it was from the jump and the type of guy they with.
For a woman to even ask a man.
Agreed.
Because and they're gonna do it regardless. But I think that when a man feels away,
He shows
his
it.
actions are going to show. You're not even
That's
gonna
true.
have to ask him.
Exactly.
And text good morning every day and good night baby are not it.
It's not it.
That's not it, because I'm gonna tell you that I know for a fact that they will text multiple women the same messages.
Yeah, look, group
You're not
text.
special. Men think about sex so
how
many
you do it.
times throughout the day. Every time he messages you is because the thought of sex is passing his mind. It's not because you're special. You need actions.
Ouch.
You need actions to show you what he's feeling. And then you need consistency with those actions. Women, you have to stop having sex with these men and you have to stop believing them. You have to, else we can't feel sorry for them no more.
No, you can't.
Some
And-
women
and
just
to your
deserve
point-
that. There's some women that do and some don't. You know what I
I'll
mean?
say
Every
this
woman
to
doesn't
your
deserve all the.
point. It's also, like you said, action. Actions have to be congruent with the words or whatever that. Like, so I 1,000%. My grandfather always said, "Never believe what a man says, only what he does." But what I will
is still
say
a
is,
lie.
she's right about.
Yeah, he was
it-
lying. He was running
He's
game
still
on you.
alive.
Hold on,
No,
hold
sorry.
on.
They'll do the most
Let me
just for
finish my
nothing.
statement.
That nigga was running game too.
Let me
Shout out
finish
to
my
him.
statement. Let me finish my statement.
Lock him up, huh? You
Because
ready?
at the end of the day, something Ross said that's kind of going over the heads that I want to surface to the top is that there's a consistency. At the end of the day, a liar always reveals that they're a liar if you sit around and watch long enough. So at the end of the day, you eventually putting up this act is going to get a little tiring for you, for someone who's just a
Yeah.
But I will say I agree with that. Like, if I'm being honest, that same night that I referenced, we had sex, whatever the case is, I mentioned casually in a conversation that my hip was hurting because I'm curvy. And if I don't sleep and turn my position,
Curvy, man. I'm gonna just be honest. You're a little over the limit of being curvy. Just being honest.
I have like a pillow between my legs, I wake up a little bit sometimes feeling it. And that day I was laying down, and before he left to go to work, he slid a pillow between my legs because I fell asleep without one. Right now, it might not seem that significant.
It is.
But at the end of the day, that was a small detail.
It is.
Such a goat.
That could have been
Right.
game too.
We're still here. Rico, 2 years later, it's not game.
Okay,
It's
you got lucky. You
No,
got lucky.
no, I didn't get lucky. I'm
he got
now
lucky.
organic. See, y'all
Slide
be
the pill. I done
standing
did
there
all type of
listening
shit
to
like that before,
respond.
too.
No.
Y'all so quick to listen
Yeah,
to
'cause you're a
respond.
freaking predator.
I want you to
Yeah, top
understand
level.
the key word, because y'all
That's one
missed
of my
these.
favorite movies.
Hold on, organic, because y'all missed the key words is consistency. So my thing is, just because he did one action doesn't mean that I'm swallowing up everything. But if you are consistently demonstrating certain actions that are a direct evidence of your care for me, then that is when we have a track record. A lot of girls give it up before they have a track record, or at the end of the day, if I'm in a situation where I just want to and that's what I'm in it for. Women don't think that we don't think about sex
Of
just as
course
much
you
too.
do.
But what I'm saying is, like Ross said, consistency is gonna really fucking show it. Over time,
And
you're
after
gonna-
he slept with her,
You know what's sad? The game that they trying to play, this whole I want to have consistent sex, you trying to play male games. You can't expect to go into the date market expecting chivalrous behavior. Chivalry's dead. There is no more chivalry. You are equal. You got to come into it as an adult just like the man is coming into it. Don't expect special treatment. And usually that guy's going into it just to get some buns. So if you coming into it trying to get a relationship and you just on your hot girl summertime, you cannot do that. Why would you go into your hot girl summer season trying to get a relationship out of it? You have an indiscriminate sex. That don't even make sense.
he didn't have to slide the pillow.
He did.
could have just left.
He could have just
Yeah,
left.
that was
But
the
like-
And you
game.
wouldn't have even, if you think about it, that was, if he wouldn't have slid the pillow, that wouldn't have meant that he cared any less.
Right.
But,
But
the fact
because
that
he
he
did.
did slide the
Extra
pillow
labor.
showed how much
Now-
he was
And how he
listening
was
to what
paying
she's
attention
saying.
to when I said it in
Yes.
an insignificant conversation. I just randomly said my hip is hurting.
He's just listen. Any good man, and by good, I don't mean like treat women good. I mean good as in the ability to get women.
Right.
Pays attention to the details.
Of course.
That's the one thing that deciphers a good hunter and a weak one.
For sure.
So wait, hold on. So
Go ahead.
when we pay attention to the details, y'all got to understand our process of deciding whether or not we're going to be with you is entirely different than y'all's. So I might talk to you for 2-3 weeks, You might tell me that your hip hurts if you sleep a certain way, and then I actually am now starting to like you. So now I'm starting to actually do those little things that you said.
That's my point.
But wait. I said I'm starting to like you. I haven't committed myself to liking you.
And neither have I.
Okay, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about a man right now, right?
Right.
So because of that, like you can actually, that's why a lot of times girls would be like, don't act like you my boyfriend and then don't want to be my boyfriend.
Yeah.
Well, something happened in this process that when I was courting you and trying to vet you, where I decided that this doesn't fit for me. But I thought I could. So like a man will go throughout the whole journey of getting to know a woman because he believes it could be the one that he's going to actually keep. Then he'll go to the point of paying attention to the details so then that way he can implement what he can do for her. And then at some point she's doing something consistently, or maybe she did something one time that just turned them off. Right? So like and then it looks like we ghosted you. It looks like we are lying. It looks like we pulled the mask off. But a lot of times like you really ruined it for yourself with that man, and you don't even know what you did because he doesn't care to actually communicate it.
Oh,
Why can't we communicate it?
Well, who, him?
Yeah.
Because at that point in time, he's like, it's a waste of time. Like you got like a smart man
You already invested
understands
the time.
like
A man will keep busting the buns down as long as they are in his face. If the woman is there consistently at home, he's gonna keep busting them down. He's not gonna tell you to leave until eventually you leave. Sometimes people want to make you push yourself away, but he probably might not never commit and take you serious. So let's say you want marriage, or let's say you really want to establish relationship, and he just kind of keep let's not talk about it, and you going along with it, he gonna keep doing the same thing. But a lot of women don't really understand, hey, I need to really go into this with an actual plan of action, and he needs to have one too. But it's okay, it's just kind of just free fall, and then nothing ever comes out of it.
there's nothing that you guys can rebound here. If he decide, once a man pulls a plug, he pulls a plug.
That's
over
fine.
with.
Pull the plug, that's fine. What's so hard about communicating that you're pulling said plug, opposed to you just ghosting somebody as a man? Like,
Well,
what's so hard about communicating as a man?
Well, I'm gonna say communicating in this conversational piece is what I'm understanding is to actually list what's the reasons, right? Not communicating saying, hey, this is not gonna work out for me or whatever the case. It's just listing what's going on.
I would. The second one is absolutely fine too.
Okay, well,
Right.
yeah, he might.
But sometimes when
might say
we
that
hear
too.
about these ghosting stories with people dating, and then suddenly no one's talking to each other anymore, and people just left out hanging whatever. Like, what's so hard about just saying, hey, you know what, this really ain't my cup of
Because
tea
he-
no more.
he
I'm gonna
really
go
don't
this way.
care.
Men don't ghost like that. And if you get ghosted as a female, that means you are trash. If you get ghosted as a female, that means you probably one of the worst of the worst. Just being honest.
It's like that's too much effort to list all these,
It was, but
different
it
problems.
wasn't. But it wasn't too much effort to be
Exactly.
texting me
Yeah,
every
that's
day. It
easy.
wasn't too much
That's
effort
the
to be
contradiction in it.
Yeah, I
fucking
don't
me.
care
It
that
wasn't
much.
too much
Yeah,
effort for us
that's
to be
simple.
dating.
That's
I want to
simple
ask you a
stuff.
question.
Yeah, we just don't
What
care.
do you
That's
take
weird.
from the
Yeah, just don't
statement?
care.
I hate to say it. A lot
They
of
just
dudes.
don't care.
That's what it
right?
boils down
What do
to.
you take from that? What is
What I-
that?
what
What
I-
did
what
I say last week's episode?
That they ain't shit.
that what?
That they ain't shit. You said
That
they
what?
shit. No, it is
That
true
what?
that she said they ain't shit. But you know,
So what we need to understand
Choose wisely,
is that you
ladies.
need to come together
Use your
and you need to let that
Run from
set
this
in.
nigga.
Run to
Even
me
when
and
you're
get blessed.
madly in love,
ASAP.
even when you are looking at this person saying they're this and they're that and they've been great, just know that the core of them is that they ain't.
you know what's so funny about that, Rob?
Okay,
My man
just
will
know.
say that.
Could it
He
be
will-
that
he
Josh
will-
shot
he will-
yourself in the
Hold
foot?
on
Yeah,
now, Rico.
by picking a guy that's not,
Hold on now,
you know what I'm
Rico.
saying,
Now
that you
blame
shouldn't be
us.
fucking
Should we
with.
all sing a song so
why
we
is he
can
not
respect the mic?
But why is I'm so
Because
sorry.
he just
Yes,
said
okay,
he
and I'm
can
gonna call
apply
you on it,
the
my
effort.
girl. I love you, but
He can
you know,
apply
she
the
asked me a
effort to
question.
bamboozle her, but he can't apply the effort to have a conversation with her, to be on the same page, to have an understanding.
Yeah. That
Which
It
takes-
takes
that
far
takes
less
caring.
effort than the latter because is crazy. Y'all got to stop acting like y'all don't know that too.
I ain't
So
have
when
no
a
problem with
when a
women.
girl has a little bit of a crash out on your and then you dealing with all that stuff later, then you quick to be like she was 7:30 and da da da.
Most time you already know
But
that though. You signed up for that.
Sometimes
Feminism has ruined women's dating, their whole dating situation. Feminism has ruined it. They playing the games as a man, as an equal, and they don't understand that you don't get. I don't look at a woman as my equal. I'm gonna be honest. So I might hold doors open. I might be a little more courteous because I'm not gonna treat a woman like my equal. We're not the same. We're very different. But it's sad that a lot of these women go into the dating market thinking that they're still gonna get chivalrous treatment while asking for equality at the same time. They don't go together. You're not gonna get chivalrous treatment if you still playing the equal game. But a lot of women feel like they should get it, they should receive it, and it's just always going to be a disaster for them.
Sometimes you do, but people have real strong representatives.
You could tell.
But a little bit, because everybody got a little crazy and y'all like it. But to Ra's point, I'll tell you the truth. My man has directly said that he calls himself a villain. He calls himself an asshole, and he chooses not to be that way with me. Absolutely. So you're 100% right about that, because at his core, a lot of that you don't give a about is evident. So it is a choice. It is a choice.
So now I'm glad that we're having a coming to Jesus moment.
I still gonna come at you though.
The root cause of this, you just told me that your man today is a said villain, or was a said villain, and he's choosing consistently, daily, not to be that with you, which means it's you that is providing reason for him not to be what he is.
Correct.
So what I'm saying is, when a man does that and he pulls that plug, it's because that woman has demonstrated that something that is no longer valuable to him, or something that he does not like or align with.
I don't disagree with you, Rico. I think the problem that I'm having with the conversation is y'all started going into a man showing his love and his commitment and his consistent, all these things, right?
Hold on.
Feelings. Let's use the word feelings, because that's what we spoke about.
I said courtesy.
Let me say this. You said courtesy versus feelings, but the original conversation was about booty calls. So we're still on a rabbit hole about what a man does when he's in love. This is a conversation about, is we fuck it or not?
Yeah. So that's where we at.
No, so all right, yes. So the conversation again, to revisit for you and everybody else, we were going off of when I said I have not been on a date prior to having sex, and then I completely made sure we were all in understanding that there's two different types of scenarios for two different types of women that have two different types of trajectories from a man. Now, if you got lost in the context, I can understand.
I didn't.
Now, a booty call does not actually do or have the same trajectory that we're talking about right now. So just so you can be clear on everything going forward, no, she doesn't deserve communication.
Doesn't.
The booty call does not deserve it. She comes here, she gets called to have sex, and then she goes home.
Yeah.
Okay, if that clears that up.
For clarity.
Not
for
even
clarity.
a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
Because
She's a booty call. How are you coming over there expecting to get girlfriend treatment? You are an adult. You are grown. You can make decisions on your own. You can eat before you come, and you can supply your own gas. That just is what it is. I might be different. The next guy might be different. But if you really look at it from top side down, both people are grown. They're coming together to do an act and then leave. It is what it is.
To be honest with you, Rico, I wasn't lost at all. And I understand where you're saying the separation, but the original communication conversation is where we started. So now that we're back there, I'm happy we are, because you don't feel that communication is necessary. Me even texting you to come over at 1 a.m. is a communication. I don't know if we can all agree that that's a form of communication.
Bare minimum.
And bare minimum. That's how you feel, right? This is a conversation for all of us to understand our viewpoints around booty calls. So I said, I think at minimum, a communication to understand. If I'm expecting a meal and you're not looking to offer one, let's know that up front, so we don't have to waste each other's time.
I mean, if that conversation comes up, it could be easily, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Communicated, but most time it doesn't. And most of these situations, like most of them are just quick and fast. It's not really more detailed to that. It's rarely that I've been in a booty call situation when a woman be like, okay, I'm trying to figure out where we are. It's already understood.
Oh, no,
it's very
where we are.
rare. You know what I'm saying? It's very rare that it goes to that transition, because they know the guy I am. I'm up front. Everybody see me on social media. I've been doing this shit for 8 years. So nothing about me is hitting.
So you won't feed your booty
I'm not
call.
the R word to nobody, because they know who Organic is. You know what I'm saying? It's out here in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Feminism has really scrambled up the brains of a lot of modern women, because how do you want to be a booty call, yet at the same time you're looking for a relationship and you want to be fed when you're an adult and you want to be equal at the same? It makes no sense.
And that's how they're attracted to me, of my realness.
Listen, I'm sorry that me saying that, I view predators of all kinds in the same type of way was triggering to you.
Yeah, I
but
like
maybe you should sit with yourself and dissect what is it about what I said that triggered you.
It don't trigger nothing
and
on
maybe
me.
you
It's
could
all
be
the
a
guys
better
in the world.
person.
I don't want these
maybe
guys
you
walking
can be
around
a better
and feeling
person
like
tomorrow.
I'm a great person.
I want every guy that's walking around pretending to be somebody that they're
Hey, I
not,
don't know what happened
that's
to you in your
getting
life. You had a
coochie.
sneaky uncle or something, did something
I
to
didn't
you
have
that
a
got
sneaky
nothing to do
uncle,
with
and
me.
what we're not going to do is throw people's
I'm just
triggers
saying.
and molestations
I'm just
into their
helping you
face.
understand that got nothing to do with me.
It's not that.
Ain't nothing to do
what
with me.
happens is, if you have to put on a representative
Yeah, you got to.
sleep with somebody,
You got to sometimes.
you are a piece of
Yeah, you could be that. That's
All of y'all do it too.
Fine.
Period.
You can say that, but don't say the other one. We
I
okay
can
with
actually
that.
say whatever the I want to because I'm a grown
God
ass
bless
woman.
you. And you
Amen.
can. You know what I'm saying? Deal with what you got to deal with. I don't.
Randy crashing out.
Trading
Ain't
is
nothing I do. I live my life free. You know what I'm saying? You don't. Ain't nothing holding me back.
don't?
You don't.
what?
You know what I'm saying? You triggered because you fell for guys giving you some little finagle and you got tricked. That's on your business. Step your
I'm
game
triggered.
up.
You're the ones who talking about it 30 minutes later, my guy. I didn't
It's
bring
a
it up.
conversation. It's a conversation.
I would also
so whatever
say-
happened to you, that's something you got to
I
do.
would
and
also
don't.
say that how y'all.
Why, Randy? Why are you arguing with somebody who's a single man? First of all, if you really think you a married woman, why are you arguing with Organik who lives his life a certain type of way? He's a bachelor. He's out there in them streets. He doing his thing. Whether he want to sling it or not, the women are okay with it. If they okay with it, that's on them. Y'all trying to fight for women who want to be booty calls. I don't understand it. Feminism has scrambled y'all. Y'all want everything. Y'all want. I'm married. Y'all still want everything. You want to be married. You want to be single. You want to be sheltered. You want to be able to make your own money. You want to be able to spend your own money, but then take your man. I don't. Let's continue.
Y'all handle booty calls are also not to me a reflection of how every man does.
That's a fact.
So I hear what y'all are saying because I've
at the
had
top with it.
plenty of instances with guys who were repeated booty
Boom.
calls, and we had communication, we had understanding, and when the situation was no longer was going to work for both of us, we were clear about that,
Yeah.
and we was able to sever ties, going about our ways, and enjoy the time that we each other.
So you had booty calls with decent human beings.
That's what I'm saying.
That sounds great.
Cash, my question for you is,
What is a booty call with a decent human being? You still a booty call.
what's the difference between a booty call and a sneaky link? And did your situation with that man kind of have a blend of both, or was it strictly on one side of the
It was
thing?
strictly on one side because here's what you have to understand. There's an assumption that all women are having booty calls and they're going to catch feelings, but some women are at a place of knowing that they're emotionally unavailable, right? At that time, I was.
Very small percentage.
I was not looking for an emotional attachment. I was looking for an itch to be scratched because coming keeps me happy with my children. That's quite frankly.
We'd like to be happy around us.
Yeah. You know, I
Cash out
just,
the bag.
if I'm being honest, them little trying my patience all day. So if I nutted, I'm in a better mood. Hey, baby, what do you want for dinner tonight? You can have grilled cheese. You can have chicken nuggets. You can have beef stroganoff if you want. If I just nutted last night.
I just had
So I'm just.
I ain't gonna lie, that scratch does need to be itch, male and female. But at the same time, man, for you to even be like, why you not with a stable relationship if you really need nuts? Like, I mean, you building trauma up. You scratching itches with too many people. You need to pick. You should have scratched it with the baby's fathers. I would hope, but no, you in the booty call culture.
Just being straight. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
word.
Is that how the toy line came about?
That's how. Listen, and I'm gonna be in the kitchen cooking with a panty vibrator and listening to Baby Shark
Damn.
vibrate my. With
your kids?
They're dripping all down the
What
leg.
is
Dripping down the leg.
It's in a couple days. My Pisces.
I want to ask you.
My wife a Pisces, but she don't act like that. Them yams do be out, but she ain't doing it like that.